What's going on, people? This is Aaron D. Glover, and I hope everyone's doing well. Um, of course, I got another story to tell, and I hope it helps you in some ways. Um, I fell for a woman that I believed to be the woman of my dreams at one time. And just give you a short background story. Her and I were friends. Wasn't nothing physical going on, nothing romantic, but I always knew I had a deeper feeling for this woman, but it never went that far. So fast forward again, we had reconnected after almost 8 to 9 years, and we went out and got something to eat, and I had the opportunity to tell her how I really felt, and I swore that if I ever saw this woman again, that I wasn't going to let her go. I was going to shoot my shot and see what happens, and shot my shot. You know what I'm saying? And I was led to believe that this is what she wanted. So we connected, and things kind of moved fast. But I was still I was still, how can I word it? Taking her for who the person I knew her to be back then. But it turned out that she wasn't. So we ended up moving in with one another, and it was something that I wanted. She had a kid, so I was like, cool, I'm with it too. So I moved out. You know what I'm saying? We moved in together. Things were smooth, man, and I'm like, okay, I can, I'm ready. I'm ready to step up to the plate. Mind you, like I said, man, this is the woman that I've always dreamed about. It wasn't about sex. It was more about how she made me feel when we were together, because we had such a good connection, and we had great communication. So I said, hey, this is going to be smooth. And things started going sour when they always tell you begin to know who you dealing with when you start living with them. So I started seeing a lot of you know uh, nitpicking, and blame this on me, blame this that on me, and it got to the point where, okay, you know what, these are just the growing pains of being in a relationship. And I started seeing the what's that word I'm looking for? I started seeing the way she used to talk to me when I would make a mistake, and I'm like, damn, baby, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. You don't have to go that, a little bit too extra for me. So, after I started seeing the pattern, I started beginning to believe that, okay, Aaron, you made the wrong choice, because apparently this woman is not who you thought she was, and maybe she's going through her own trials and tribulations within herself, and nine times out of ten, whatever she was feeling probably had nothing to do with me as an individual. I just probably got caught up in her thing. In, like I said, I was so driven by I had the opportunity to really be with the woman that I've always wanted to be with. So I say that to say this, man. Whenever you're in a relationship and you say to yourself you're in a committed relationship, and they say the famous words, man. There's always these famous words are, you see the red flags, and you try to avoid them, and you try to ignore them for the sake of love. But love doesn't cost a thing, and love doesn't hurt anybody. If someone really loves you, they're going to take their time with you and be patient with you and communicate with you, and get you to understand things about them, and you in return give them things so they can understand you a little better, right? So this went on for a while, and I used to come home in defeat, because I know I'm not coming home to a loving home. I would literally, catch my train at the same time every night, and I would walk slow, because I knew I wasn't coming home to be loved. I was coming home to a cold bed. I would come home to a woman who was always on her phone. I would come home with her back turned towards me. And you know how, like, fellas might understand, you know how, like, you want to grab them from the back, you just want to snuggle with them, and that snuggle don't come back, and you sitting there like, damn, you feel defeated, like. And especially for those men and women who are working hard every day, and You want to come home. You want to come home to a warm embrace. You want to come home to what can empower you for the next day. You know what I'm saying? Because any woman, any strong relationship, for those who are working hard every day, you're doing your 40 to 45 hours a week. Some of us might be doing overtime every week, and there's no greater feeling in the world when you have to deal with the outside world and then come home and that woman can put a smile on your face. You get what I'm saying? Like that woman can make you feel okay, I can go out there and do this again. Because the foundation for me is more love based. Anybody can pay rent, anybody can pay a mortgage, anybody can make sure a light bill is paid on time. Anybody can make sure a gas bill is paid on time, but can you love on time is the question. Can you put your personal issues to the side and say, okay, I have someone of importance in my life and I have to let this person know that I care for them. Even though I'm going through what I'm going through, you still have to let that person know it's me and you against the world, right? So like I said, I would literally like, you know, wonder like, damn, I made the wrong choice, man. Fuck, I made the wrong choice. But I was trying to hold on to something that wasn't there, was non-existent. And I honestly believe like it's no worse feeling when, I remember me asking her, baby, what did I ask her when I said, am I of any value to you? And what caught me was I never got a direct answer. Her response was, what kind of questions are you asking me? And I'm like, that was that was pretty much a direct question that just needed a yes or a no. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started getting responses like that. I began to say, okay, yeah, she's stressed out. Yeah, she's going through her thing. And yes, we at the time we both had stressful jobs. But I'm like, and I hope that doesn't sound corny, but this is a quote that the great Martin Luther King said. He said that love is the strongest force on this in the universe, or the love is the strongest power that could ever exist. So if you love someone, when you come home to that place, you're supposed to feel love when you come home. And I didn't feel love because, again, I felt like, okay, I got taken for a ride. You know what I mean? But just so we're clear, I took, and I will always take 150% of my accountability for the part that I took in this relationship. But this is not a blame game. This is more about me taking accountability for me and how I can heal better. Now I've gone on and, if I never saw her again, I'm fine with that. You get what I'm saying? I don't desire to ever speak to this person again, which is fine with me. But my thing I had to realize is that I had to heal. I didn't want this woman to dampen or darken my quest for a good woman. I'm 49 years old right now, right? I am not trying to be that guy up in the club at 50 years old, shaking my keychain, talking about, girl, you want to drink? No, that's not going to be me, because I desire to be a husband. I desire to be a provider. And I desire to be a companion. I desire to be your best friend, my future wife's best friend. You get what I'm saying? It's not about, I'm past the age when I'm uncertain of what I want in a woman. I know exactly what I want in a woman. I know how I want to be treated. I know how I want to treat the woman of my dreams. So I'm gonna say this, right? When you start to see the red flags, address them. Don't let a day go by if you do not address those red flags, but now you're allowing it. You're allowing the verbal abuse. You're allowing the person to treat you like you're nothing. You're allowing it because you're not addressing these issues. And like I said, I remember me coming home at night, sad. I used to walk home in the rain, snow, and me coming home at night, I'm hoping, I would believe that in my mind, that she's thinking about me and I'm thinking about her, and that when I get home, it's going to be You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be it's gonna be a Babyface album. It's gonna be something so beautiful that, okay, baby, you know, I'm sorry that, you know, we're going through this, and can we move on from this? And like I said in the prior video, you cannot love yourself into someone's life. You cannot pour love down a person's throat and think they're just going to drink it, because if they're not ready to receive that nectar of love, they're going to choke it and they're going to spit it out, because they're not, that person may or may not be designed or equipped to deal with the love that you have to offer. And I think that I'm sure I'm not the only man on this planet who desires to be with a great woman, who desires to make love to the same woman every night, who desires just to lay with the same woman every night. Because every man that I know wants peace, and that's what a good woman can bring to a good man. It's peace, because, like I said, men, black men, men of color, we're dealing with so much in life with our our how can I say, our how the world views black men. So we deal with that every day. We deal with being treated a certain way. We deal with being spoken to one way. So a man or a woman, but like I said, I'm speaking from a man's point of view right now. If when we're fighting that war outside, black women, we do not want to come home and fight this war with you. Trust me. And like I said, I believe me to be a very understanding man. I know women deal with things. I know women have different emotions. I know that sometimes women want us to figure it out when they're not communicating with us. And I think that's a whole other topic, but we won't go there right now. But you know, it's like I said, man, it's very important to pay attention to those red flags, right? I remember me telling this woman that, you know, I lost my mom in 2018, and it took me a while to really deal with her death. And I let her know I was in a lot of pain and I needed help. And, you know, I would just literally get that, okay, baby, all right. That's not an answer. You get what I'm saying? That's not something you say to somebody who's in pain. If you see your kid or someone you love, they get a cut on their hand, the first thing you do is wash the cut off, clean the wound, you wrap it up and say, baby, it's gonna be okay. You just don't sit there and let it bleed and hope it heals. No, it doesn't. It's a process to heal. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a minute to figure out this woman is not gonna help me heal. Yes, I need to heal for myself, but sometimes if you're with someone you love and you want your friend, not just your lover, you want your friend there to tell you, baby, it's gonna be okay. And those words, and again, I can speak for a man. Sisters, y'all have no clue how important and how beautiful we feel when we hear women say, baby, we love you, and baby, it's gonna be okay, because this is not about the money aspect. It's about us going out there and we gotta face these challenges in the world. And we wanna come home and be perfect for you. But sometimes it's so hard when you wanna be strong, because as soon as a man reveals how he truly feels, you look at him as a weak man, but he's not weak. Any man that can pour his heart out to you is not a weak man. He's a strong man, because he's able to articulate and manifest how he feels. So never judge a man for telling you how he feels. He might even shed a tear. That is not a reason to judge a man. That is not a reason to look down on him like he's weak, because he is not. I am all for men expressing themselves. Don't leave it, you know, and don't leave it. Don't you let it go, 'cause it'll mess you up. It'll mess your spirit. It'll mess your spirit up. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, people, pay attention to the red flags. It can save your life. It can save you time. You know what I'm saying? It can do so much more, where it's okay to analyze the situation. It's okay to analyze the situation and say to yourself, this is not doing it for me. This right here, in this environment here, I'm of no value to this person, because anything of value you hold close to you. Anything of value you protect it. Anything of value you reinvest in it. I can tell you firsthand, I didn't feel valued. Now, she may or may not have her reasons for feeling how she felt me at the time. I'm not here to judge this woman. That is not my goal here. I'm just expressing, I'm just telling you where I'm coming from right now. And men, especially young men, if if it is your desire to be with a woman long term, and if you're talking about doing the ring thing, brother, do your research. Take your time with women. Be patient with women. Be patient with yourself. Never do nothing that you're not ready to do. And again, as I stated before a few moments ago, I take full accountability for the part I play, because this is a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to sign off for right now. Thank you for listening. I appreciate the comments and the likes. Stay cool, God bless, and please take care of yourself, y'all. One love, baby.